Anyway, I don't know what else I want to talk about here. Okay, so the syringe. Let me go to. So this is the whole syringe. The plunger here. The syringe itself. Blunt tip needle. I use these thousands of times. This exact, like this type of saline syringe, this type of blunt tip needle. So I know what I'm talking about. Okay. Keep going. Oh, okay, so it's upside down. All right. So if we look here, this is the picture taken by Tennessee Bureau of Investigation in the fall of 2018. More than a year after this syringe has been in a bag in some locked compartment, handled by who knows how many people. It's not that hard. So in some sense, there's no top, or there's no cap. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can see the cursor. Like when you view this, I mean, I can see it, but if you look at the bottom where it's red, and I'll show another. Well, I guess let me move down here and show the. So this is the red part in that other image I'll go back to. It's a blunt tip needle. You can look, see here, it's not like you can poke yourself with it, but not very badly. And then, so this is just open to air. There may be a little drop right there. And then this cap just doesn't go on. It clicks on there, but air can pass through there, and you can actually push very, very, very easily. So if I draw up a medication that I'm trying to measure precisely, I don't leave the blunt tip on. I put a cap on it because you can easily bump it out. Like if you're giving some kind of controlled medication, like she thought the Versed was, sure, probably shouldn't have left this cap on it, but she did. Oh well. If you're careful, it doesn't matter. But the point is, if it was in the bag, and you can see here the air bubble, right? You could easily push a little bit out into this, it would evaporate, and then you're not going to have like drops in the bottom of the bag. That is an entirely reasonable scenario, and anyone who says otherwise is going to have to do some splaining, because I ain't taking it. All right, so here, looking at the back side, there's the air bubble, a little air bubble here. So the way this air bubble is, this syringe, in this perspective, the picture is taken more or less perpendicular to the syringe, and the syringe is horizontal. Because if the syringe were vertical, and then the camera angle were horizontal, I don't know, hopefully that makes sense to you. I was thinking of doing a video to show all this, but I don't know. I don't know if anyone's even going to watch this one. So, if you ever use a level, right, that bubble being on where it is on the syringe, this syringe is more or less level. The surface is more or less horizontal, and the camera is more or less perpendicular. So if we go back up here, where's my... So this one, okay. So it doesn't really seem like there's any air down here. There has to be quite a bit in air. So the bottom of this meniscus is above 6. We'll say it's 6. Okay. So if you were to take this and put it vertically, there is at least 6 mLs in this syringe. You cannot say otherwise. If you do, you're talking about some kind of magic bullet that killed JFK or something, right? You're thinking about some alternative universe with different laws of physics. So there's at least 6 mLs. And then the fact that this water kind of tapers back, right? There's more than 6. So if you took this and you put it vertically, you would have a measurement, a certain amount, probably up here closer to 7, if you made this vertical. This plunger, I don't know if this is the plunger, this is the plunger. Okay, this part right here, it actually protrudes down. Okay? It's convex. About a half cc. I've done this enough, I know. I can just tell you. You can, I'll make a video, for people who are skeptical or, just they don't believe me. So my point being, if you were to invert this and put the needle up And with the needle on this, you can do this very easily. Put the needle up, flick all the air out, and push all the air out. You have more than 5.4 ml. There is no possible way, given this universe with our laws of physics, that this syringe at this time has only 5.4 mLs in it. It is impossible. So if you, and I've done this, I've done this because I use these syringes all the time. If you take a syringe like this and you have enough fluid in there to reproduce this picture, okay? And then you put the needle up and you push all the air out, you have about 7, or I mean, you could even do it 7.5 mLs. Not 6.5. More, it's got to be more than 6.5. Not 5.4. Not way down here. This is what I want Chad Jackson, Glenn Funk, Brittany Flatt. Y'all need to go on the news, get a syringe, and show how you can reproduce this image from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. So the plunger is a little bit more than 8. So that kind of changes the way that the angle of the meniscus. Reproduce this image with only 5.4 mLs of fluid in the syringe, which is what the FBI measured. Now, I don't think there was any kind of nefarious activity. I think it just evaporated. So sodium chloride is just water with salt, with sodium and chloride dissolved in it, and then the vecuronium dissolved in it, and then Chad Moore, I think it was Chad Moore, the FBI agent, found, vecuronium. I think in this he only found vecuronium. I think in the vial and like the drop that was left, vecuronium and the decay products of it. Probably because the concentration of the decay products in here, I don't know. I don't remember that there were decay products, but it doesn't matter. You could have vecuronium in here, sodium in here, chloride in here, and water could evaporate very easily. Be pushed, or you could have fluid, whole fluid, pushed into this, and then evaporate out of the cap, and no one ever knows the better. So CMS says 8. That's where the plunger is. I don't know if they actually measured 8. Who knows if when Redonda gave this to Ethan Gully, the plunger may have been at 9. Maybe she drew the whole thing up, gave 1 ml, and then over time, because to pull pull the plunger back while it was in the bag, no, you're not going to be able to do that. You need 2 points. You need to put tension on it. That's so hard. If you have it on the table or the bottom of the bag is your second point, to push that plunger down is very, 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 very easy. And fluid can be pushed into this, and then maybe 1 or 2 drops here and there being handled around. So we don't know that when she gave the syringe to Ethan Gully, and he doesn't seem to have remembered, I don't know. He looked at it, he was like, oh my God, this is vecuronium. But if she gave it to him to waste, well, she's going to waste for said. Like, she's not going to give it to him with 5.4 mLs in it. So then she has to explain to him where the remainder is. So she gave it to him to waste. Like, that just means, like, she gave 1 ml. Like, I don't know. She gave 1 ml. Now, she doesn't distinctly remember that. She says, like, that's her practice. She was like, oh, yeah, that's fine. I believe that. That's better than this, idiotic story that the prosecution put together, which doesn't even match the evidence. Doesn't match the evidence. Oh, sorry. I'm probably getting carried away here. What'd be really funny is I'm not even recording this. That would be hilarious. Okay. Anyway, at least 7 mLs in here. So that's a lot. If CMS, when they saw it, there was 8, it lost 1 cc. I don't know. Or did the CMS person look and see the plunger? I don't know. I don't even care. The point is, this syringe has more than 5.4 mLs in it. Way more. A cc and a half more. This other syringe down here, so this one with the white cap, 1.5 mLs here, it's capped off. The only way you could, the burst pressure of the syringe, like if you push so hard, or more than likely if you push hard enough, the fluid would leak up around the plunger. and come out. But 1.5 mLs, you can look here. That's 1.5 mLs. And then that's what the FBI measured, 1.5 mLs, when they measured it in 2020. That makes sense because there's this, and there is a little air bubble. Actually, you can see here. I would say if the plunger protrusion is about 0.5 ml, that's probably about 1/10 of an ml or something. I mean, that's not much. So it makes sense that this has consistently 1.5 mLs, and that's what CMS reported also, because it has this cap squeezed on there that can't let fluid out. The needle, look at that, it's got a hole in it right there. So it can just leak out, not on purpose, no nefarious activity, no malevolence. Just, people handling it thinking, well, it's a syringe. Like it's not criminal evidence. Or that much, well, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. I'll just say no malevolence.